everyone, it is day 6 post-op. So this camera really enhances the yellows on my face because every time that I look at myself through the camera, it's like the yellows are just popping. I don't seem to feel like it's that yellow. I mean, like, it's pretty yellow. We're in another day and I'm feeling pretty good. I did take the half a pain pill last night so I could just sleep nice and comfortable. It did help, still took me a couple hours to fall asleep. That's only because I always get on YouTube and just start watching videos. When I talk, I'm like so out of breath. I'm still getting super out of breath. I don't know if it's because I'm probably not using my nose as much to breathe, even though I can breathe through it. Today's the day that I will be calling the surgeon's office and figuring out what time my appointment is, because I think that's coming up in 2 days, and just get whatever other questions answered. So I already had breakfast today, and yesterday forgot to take one of my probiotics. So you're supposed to always finish your entire bottle of antibiotics, no matter what. That's like the important part. So I figured, because I think it's happened in the past when I was prescribed antibiotics, I somehow skipped one, so they just told me, they're like, just make sure you take it at the next coming up time. So I waited till this morning and I finished my bottle. So those are all gone and I don't have to deal with them ever again. And then I think pretty much that's it for my medications. If I choose to take like Tylenol or some more of the hydrocodone, which is technically like Norcos, I guess. So I could take that still. I don't know. I might take half of one. I'm going to ask them if taking out the stitches hurts, because if it does, I might take a pain pill before the appointment, because they're going to be doing a lot of stuff. I mean, I'm not as nervous for the appointment as I was for the surgery, obviously, just because I'm pretty comfortable. Like, my legs are still feeling bruised, but that's like the only thing. Like, my face is pretty comfortable. It doesn't scare me to think of a doctor messing with my nose right now. Of course, if there was like a lot going on with my stitches or something, that might make me a little uncomfortable. But we will find out that day. But I think I'll ask them what exactly are they planning on doing, and if it normally hurts, and if I should take the pain pill ahead of time or something like that to make it a little more comfortable, just so like I don't have to suffer more than I have to. Plus I have like half my bottle of pain pills left over because I stopped taking them pretty early on just because it wasn't that bad. Also, I will be taking the bromelain for a while because it helps with the sinus inflammation and bruising. I mean, on the bottle, honestly, it says that it supports a healthy digestion. So, I mean, not to say that I don't need help with that, because after taking probiotics, or not probiotics, antibiotics. So after taking antibiotics and medicine and all that stuff, it's not the best thing for your digestive system at all. So I guess, I mean, I need all the help I can get. But that stuff, if you read about it on the internet, it says something about like bruising and inflammation or something along those lines. So you guys can get a bit of a close-up on what my nose is looking like. There was a lot of like peeling skin towards the inside of the nostril. I don't know what it's doing. It's just healing. So that was kind of weird. I did sneeze this morning, and luckily it happened on the 6th day because my nose didn't fall off. Everything's still intact. Once I was sneezing, I have time to really think about what I was doing. So you're supposed to try to force most of the air out of your mouth. I don't know. I feel like air still came out of my nose, obviously, but I guess maybe I got most of the air out of my mouth. But afterwards I was like, oh my gosh. It didn't hurt though. But I feel like if I had sneezed on one of the first days, it might have sucked a little bit. Because the first couple days, my first yawn, I was like, oh my gosh, because it kind of pulled on the stitches a little bit. But now I can smile, I can talk. I don't know, like, it's not the biggest smile, but I'm also not trying to like smile really big. But it doesn't pull anywhere. I'd have to be doing something really weird to pull on my stitches now. I'm still not going to try to like press my lips together or anything, but I feel like when I'm talking and everything, it's not really like pulling anymore. I think that normally they take out the stitches about 7 days after, so I'm going in on the 8th day. So you don't count the surgery day, you start counting the day after. So technically, you know, it's already been a full week, but but these shiners are gonna be here during the first appointment. I wonder how many people just go in there looking all crazy like this, because I saw a girl on my consultation and she had her cast on, so she was probably going in to get the cast taken off, and she didn't have any bruising. But you just never know. You don't know how your body's gonna react to it. So, and not to mention, not everyone is doing fat transfers around their eyes. I just had really hollow eyes, so I really wanted to get that done. But that probably played a big role on the swelling and the bruising around my eyes, especially on this side. You can see exactly like the whole area of where it goes. I mean, it's just crazy. So I'm still waiting for my packages to arrive in the mail today. Getting super impatient, but don't really have any plans to go anywhere today, so that's fine. And maybe I'll apply some arnica gel to the bruises on the back of my thigh, because they are tender there. And I noticed on the container of the arnica gel it says pain relief, so I started to wonder if that's why my cheeks have been numb, because I've been applying that stuff like 3 times a day onto my cheeks and they feel pretty numb. So if that happens to the bruises on my butt cheek, that would be awesome, because when I sit down, that's where it's tender. It's because it's bruised. So I could totally just apply that gel like all around. You just don't want to get it on any open wounds, so you wouldn't want to apply it on the actual incisions, but around and all over the bruised area, especially when they did something like lipo, or they took out the fat, so it's pretty much like lipo. They disturb a large area under the skin, which is why it's so uncomfortable. And the incision site is so tiny because the piece that they put through there is super thin, but it's really long and it gets a large range. There's definitely a lot of videos on YouTube on lipo and things like that that you can look up and see, but it's pretty graphic, so just a heads up on that.
That's lovely, Buffett. How may I help you?
Well, got all that handled. I definitely could have just called them again or left them a voicemail on Friday and gotten all that straightened out sooner instead of having to wait through the 3-day weekend. But either way, we were able to get it all sorted out. So they'll be taking out the blue stitches, and then the white stitches are just going to dissolve, but they'll trim up the little hairs that are poking out so they're not just looking like they're all over the place. And so having my patches come off was not a big deal. It was only like 2 days too late or whatever. Not even too late. Like, it didn't really matter. Oh man. Things took a bad turn for a minute. So this morning I mentioned that I needed all the digestive help I could get, of course, because of all the medicine I was taking. I don't know what the heck happened to my digestive system, but once again, if you don't want to hear about my digestive system, just like fast forward or something. I only took that Miralax the 2 days, and then on the 3rd day, things happened that were more painful than the whole surgery altogether. Needless to say, everything's been moving fine since then, but today I've had to go like 4 times. But this last one, I seriously just sat there like doubled over. My stomach was cramping up so bad. I just was not feeling good. You know that part on the movie Bridesmaids when they get food poisoning and they're all freaking out and she's sitting in the sink screaming? That's pretty much all I could think of when I was in there, because my body was hurting. My stomach was just hurting so bad, and it probably did that for like 10 minutes. It felt like an eternity, but the cramps passed. And now I'm feeling fine, but holy cow, I just don't know what did it. I don't know if it's like after effects of the Miralax, because I know sometimes laxatives will make you cramp up and hurt, but I didn't have any other cramping, so I don't know. And then, I mean, I've taken my last antibiotic today. I mean, I guess it could be something I ate. I don't know. But if it's not one thing, it's the other, I guess. It's like either nothing's moving or things are moving too much. Sometimes I have a bit of a sensitive stomach, so maybe that's all it was. Thought I'd fill you guys in with that. Sorry about the whole mess in the background, because I'm not at my house. I set all my stuff up on this shoulder on the counter. Like, that's my makeup and my subscription box that I had forwarded here, and just like everything that I used when I was getting ready. I have haven't been getting ready this week because I've been here for a few weeks already. And then I stripped all the sheets on the bed because Elvis threw up in it while I was asleep last night. So I took off all the sheets and the mattress protector. So that's why the pillows are all piled up. When I'm not at home, it's just like a giant mess. Not that I'm like the cleanest person at home, but there's at least a place for all my things. But here I just like try to keep everything contained in the room. So yeah, so I thought I'd catch you guys up on that. I have had no energy to do anything. Like I've literally sat and just watched TV, been super lazy. Whenever I move around, I just feel like I'm just like so short of breath. I'm just like, I need more air. And I know it's because I'm breathing through my mouth. Maybe it's because I'm just recovering and kind of weak and I'm not letting myself realize that because I don't hurt that much. So I keep forgetting that I just had surgery this week. That's probably why I get a little tired. Like my body's focusing on a lot of things right now. So it's probably got a lot to do with that. But anytime that I try to do anything, I'm just like, it's hard. Work's hard. Hey Elvis, what you doing? You want to say hi? Come here. Oh. It's a little hair dye. Well, it's the end of day 6 and laziness totally took over my entire day. So I just sat around and watched movies and my nose is super stuffy right now. Once I clean out my nose, it opens it up a little bit. So I'm about to do that right now before I go to bed. So I think the last I talked to you guys, I was not feeling so good. And so my stomach calmed down after that. But I feel like today my stomach decided that it was lactose intolerant. So I don't normally drink milk. I drink like almond milk or whatever, but I still eat cheese and things like that. So actually, I don't know. It might just be a total coincidence because I did have some food that had cheese in it and that was totally fine. But when my stomach got super upset, it was right after I had one of those Costco shakes. And those are, I'm pretty sure, made with milk. I'll have to double check. And then when I was watching the movie, like way later in the evening, I had just a couple bites of ice cream, like not very much at all. And my stomach started to grumble again and not feel so good. So I don't know. So maybe it's just being picky about what I'm eating today apparently. But dinner was totally fine and it didn't get upset over that. So I have no idea what's going on with it. But either way, hopefully now that I'm done taking the probiotics and everything, hopefully I just start to feel better. Sadly, I've been waiting all day for UPS to come because I was hoping to get my order with my sun visor just so when I go outside or go to my appointment on Thursday, I'll have it. And I don't know what's going on with Amazon. They seriously are going to take over a week and a half on a Prime delivery to deliver 3 items that I ordered. One of them being a memory card, which I need because I'm about out of memory. I checked on my Amazon account and it said something about potentially receiving my order on Friday. So today is Tuesday, but if I don't get it before my appointment, I'm gonna have to just like hide from the sun again somehow. Not that I'm outside that long, but I don't know how long it takes to damage the stitching area. So I just want to kind of play it safe. But that's just kind of been the disappointment because I've just been waiting and waiting because I'm like, finally it's Tuesday after waiting this long weekend and I'm gonna have my order because I ordered a book also and I have to wait some more because apparently it's in Las Vegas right now and it'll probably take 2 more days to get to the part of Utah that I'm in. Patience, teaching me patience. So other than that, this bruise is starting to look pretty good. The purple's getting very small. The yellow's definitely still totally there. This side is going down, still the crazy side, but it's getting a lot better. And oh yeah, and then we also made the phone call. So I was a little productive today, but not by much. So I'm gonna give you guys a close-up of what my stitches are looking like around my nose. And then I'm just gonna call it a night, clean all this up. I don't feel like I'm too sore. I might take half a pain pill to go to sleep. I don't know. Once I'm laying down, I just start to get uncomfortable, but I haven't felt too uncomfortable today. So I'll kind of decide when I go to bed.
So that is the one side, and the other side underneath.
I mean, my nostrils are looking a little uneven. They've been looking uneven the whole time. The one side I just think is way more inflamed than this side. Even if it ended up not symmetrical, I kind of got warned that that's a potential thing. They try to avoid it, but I've seen so many girls that have had nose jobs where one nostril ends up bigger than the other. It's not something that's noticeable when you're like facing someone, but if you're like staring up their nose, maybe you'd be able to see it. So that's it, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow, hopefully feeling even better than today. It will be day 7 post-op, so 1 full week, and so you guys have a good night. Talk to you soon.